It's our last day of quarantine. We have the food here. My husband is going to pick us up in a while. Oh, good. The dessert is not so filling because the past days they've been giving us so, big desserts like pastries, big pastries, and we just cannot finish everything. So we always have a lot of leftovers. But there's always fruit for us, so I like it. The food is too much all the time. Boys, we need to have lunch, our last lunch here. This is for our lunch. This is the last lunch. So this is Asian and Western food. Another Western food. I always get two Western food for them. And I let them choose whether they want to have Asian or Western. Whatever they don't choose, it's mine. We have this dessert. This one, there's only one, but never mind, it's okay. But we need this one for here. I've actually watched some of the videos of quarantine videos here in Indonesia, and they've been, some are not really satisfied with their food, but we are super uber satisfied. And in fact, there are just so many leftovers for us. One time I contemplated on canceling some of our food, but I learned that it's already part of the package. So whether I cancel it or not, it's paid already. So I'd rather not cancel anymore. Some actually, especially the fruits, the yogurts, I'm bringing home. They don't expire, so I'm bringing home. But the others, like yung mga food talaga, we just have to eat them. So there's no diet here. In terms of food, I'm satisfied here in Marriott. It's very, very filling. So our last lunch here in quarantine, let's eat. Packages. I'm still waiting for the boys to join me on the table. So let me just share with you some of the package, the quarantine package. First, if you want to check what's inside this 2-bedroom suite here in Marriott, the Mayflower, you can check out my other video, the quarantine hotel tour. So I'm putting the link above. Check it out. Now for the quarantine package, here it is. It's pre-arranged already by my husband. He has already reserved this prior to us coming here. So we already know upon arrival at the airport that there is a hotel representative that processed all of the things that we needed. If you come here, you will receive this email about, the form that you had to fill out and your QR code, which you had to present when you arrive. I prepared those, I printed those actually, because that's part of the instruction to print those. But the representative from the hotel already did it for us. So I'm glad he did. I didn't have to take it out of my bag, although that was already for me. And then he got our luggages, brought us to the car that brought us here to the hotel. And we didn't have to stay in the hotel lobby anymore. The staff brought us immediately here at our room. And part of the package is the PCR test, 2 PCR tests upon arrival and the day before you go out. So we had that PCR test when we arrived, and we had the PCR test yesterday morning because that's the last day, prior to the last day. So there. And of course, it's negative. Upon checkout later, I will be able to get the certification that our PCR tests are negative for the 3 of us. Another part of the package is laundry. There are 5 pieces per person for our laundry. So every day I put outside before 10 a.m. 15 pieces of our clothes. I was able to accumulate that much because back in Seoul, we already stayed in the hotel for 2 nights and 3 days. And of course, we didn't have laundry there while staying in the hotel. So I was able to accumulate some of our laundry. Throughout the days that I had to put laundry out there, all our previous clothes were already covered in that 5 pieces per person. So that's 15 pieces every day. But since you have some personal stuff, we have some personal stuff like those laundry that you cannot let other people do for you. Marriott has a washing machine, so I did that, and they also put the laundry powder for me to use there. And there are other things here, like if you saw my last video, plates, cooking pots. We can actually cook here. The only time we cooked here was when my son cooked noodles. And for washing the dishes, they also put the dishwashing liquid and the sponge for dishwashing. So there. And we have this water here, water dispenser. It's good enough for the 5 days that we are here. So, we didn't have to request for more water. For the 3 of us, that's more than enough. And then part of the package is the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll show you some of the meals that we've had since we arrived. First day breakfast here in Jakarta. So ito ngayon, we chose this breakfast. 1 for Asian and 2 Western because the boys chose the Western. Ganito. We have coffee for mommy, for me, and juice. Lahat siya disposable. Everything is in disposable boxes and sealed. Kasi pandemic, and this is COVID restrictions na ginagawa ng hotel. And then after that, we just bring these packs outside the door, yun, para they will pick it up also. This is our 3rd day quarantine dinner. There's actually another pastry together with the fruit for dessert, but I already took it out. I asked them to take it out because it's too much. We cannot even finish. So, sayang lang. Kaya, fruits na lang. But, our meals are very heavy and there's always extra. This is day 4 breakfast. They changed it to a smaller pastry now. Because last night I asked the pastry, they always give us the big ones. I asked it to be returned because it's too much for us already, too filling. As you've seen in the video, there's too much, there's a lot of food. It's very filling. We always have had leftovers. So sorry about that. But, we wake up because we're in quarantine, we really can't do much. So I wake up 7 o'clock. My sons would wake up at 9, 10 o'clock, late lunch. And then at 12 o'clock, our lunch will be coming in again. And then, we will have late lunch again. And then at 7 p.m., we will have dinner. And we were still full. So there's just a lot of food for us. So those are the things that are included in the package here. And they're quite strict about, being in the room all the time. We already know that because they've already sent email to us prior to coming. When I was still in Seoul, I already had received emails from the hotel. So the guidelines We definitely cannot leave the room. When you go to the hotel, you will be given hotel keys, right? The card keys. But it's already very clear from the instruction that we cannot do that. We cannot have these keys, card keys, because we are not supposed to get out of the room. So anything we need, we just have to call the reception, the lobby. So that's what we did for the whole time that we were here. So it's also important that we are not supposed to go out even for emergency. It's written in the agreement, in the rules here. So those are the things that you need to know when you get into your quarantine hotel. We are here for 5 days. We got in night of July 2. Today is July 7. We're getting out already. So upon arrival at the airport, the officers were really asking us because they see that we're Filipinos. They wanted to make it clear whether we came from the Philippines, but we made it clear to them that we came from Seoul, we came from Korea, and we've been living there. So upon getting that, getting that information straight, they allowed us to get in. Of course, it's COVID protocol, COVID precautions. Indonesia has listed some countries which need 14-day quarantine when you come here. Korea is not one of those countries, so, and of course there are other countries as well. That's why there's only 5-day quarantine for people who came from certain countries. So if you come here, check the country where you come from, check it with the Indonesian government law or policy, whether it's included in the 14-day quarantine or not. Otherwise, you'll just do the 5-day quarantine like we do. And I've seen others doing the 5-day quarantine as well. So that's all you need to know, I think, when you get into Indonesia. If you have some questions, just put down in the comment section below. I'll try to answer. We are not here for travel, for leisure. I mean, of course, who does leisure travel these days? But we are here, we came over to Indonesia, to Jakarta, to live here. My husband's company has already processed our kitas, that's why we are able to come here. So I hope you got some valuable information in this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.